have you become the father that you wanted when you were younger to your kids now?
I would say no.
Okay.
And that might sound weird, but when I was growing up, and I didn't, I didn't have a daddy in my life growing up. My mum was a single parent. But this is how jacked up the world is, right? Like, we were normalizing thinking that having a single parent was normal. So I didn't miss it. I didn't miss, like, my dad not being present.
Because you didn't know.
Because I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
And I say that to say, like, it wasn't just in my household, it was echoed across the area that was growing up, school peers, some of my family. Like, it was very, very normal for there to be a single parent in the inner city. And we didn't have social media back then. Like, we'd be lucky to just have 1 to 5 channels on TV.
Yep.
Like, well, 1 to 4 back then. Like, we didn't really listen to, so we didn't have any other representation other than, like, magazines and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, oh, I didn't miss not having a dad. So only late in your later years, like, you start to think, oh, actually, I could have done with my dad for this, or I could have done with my dad for that. But him not being present meant that although I didn't miss anything, I'm going to overcompensate with my kids. So I'm overly present to the point now where there's like, Dad, you don't need to call me every 10 minutes. Like, yeah, but I just want to know what's going on. And I think that, for me, that was the biggest impact of me and how I parent my kids. Him being absent means that I'm overly present. But the two things could be true at once. It's not because I felt like something was missing. It's because I'm actually thinking, I don't want them to ever think that I wasn't there in the way that my dad wasn't there for me.
From social media, it very much seems like, and it looks like from the outside looking in, that you do as best a job as possible to father your children, to put them in positions to achieve, to give them a foundation that they can build upon, that not only your children, but your children's children can live off. And I think it's important from a father to another father, from what I see of what you're doing, to say, you are doing a great job.
Wow.
You are doing a great job considering it's not something you experienced. You are doing a great job. Sometimes, obviously, as fathers, we don't always get it right. But I think in just seeing, people have seen everything with Usher and what you did for your son. You look at your daughter who has her podcast and all these different kind of elements of your children who, you try to send them to the best schools and, you make sure that mentally they're right with, giving them therapy and stuff like that. And I think that speaks to you as a human being, making sure that your children are in the best position possible. So I want to say you are doing an amazing job.
Thank you. And you know why that hits? Because a lot of the times when you're in the trenches of being a parent and being a father, you often feel guilty. You often feel that you're getting it wrong. You often feel that, oh, you're not doing the best. And I was saying this to Tara the other day. I was like, the reason why for me the Usher thing was so, like, such a timely event was because up until that day and a few months before that, like, I felt like I was failing the kids.
Wow.
I honestly felt like I wasn't there enough. I felt like I was working massively hard up and down here, there and everywhere. But also felt like with one of them in particular that we was just butting heads constantly. He's a teen, he's going through his stuff, and we was just constantly butting heads. And so having that and having people like comment and message me saying, this is amazing parenting. And then having Usher himself saying, you guys are amazing parents, like, was almost a relief and almost like, okay, we're not all bad. Well, I'm not all bad. Let me speak for myself here. I'm not all bad. So I appreciate kind of like what you've just said. And because, yeah, it's definitely a difficult task.
How do you prioritize family and business and you being here, there and everywhere, as well as giving them the best of you?
Tough. But there's no short and sweet answer. I just have to do what my heart feels at the time. And I get convicted in different ways. Like the other week, my son came to me and said, "Oh, I really want you to take me here." And I had a meeting, and he was like, "I really need you to take me." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let me drop this and take him," because he doesn't often ask like that. So it just depends on like what the circumstances is, and I get convicted in like in different ways with what different people say. My daughter would call me, she works, and she'll be saying, "Oh, I finish at 11, could you come and get me?" And if I can, then I'll be like, "Okay, cool, let me go and get you." But it's one of those things that I don't think I'll ever find a happy place with, because work is a priority, and it has to be because it keeps the roof over the head. But then so is my kids a priority, and so is the family and family time. So it's about trying to balance the two. It's hard because we've and they've got accustomed to a lifestyle. I've got accustomed to a lifestyle, and in order to get that lifestyle, we have to work. And it's interesting because I was trying to explain to them like just the other week, and I was saying to them, as much as we don't like often like me working and me up and down, it's important that you understand why. And Cindy, who's the eldest now, and she was just saying to the kids, Dad used to take me to all these meetings when I was like 12 and 11, and I used to watch him network and stuff like that, and he used to graft, and I didn't really get it then, but now being in the world, and now I totally understand like why you had to do it and so forth. So you hope and pray that they see the sacrifices that you make, even sacrifices away from them. And they also make sacrifices because they have to sacrifice their dad, and so any celebration that I have, any event that I have that where I can bring them along, I want to take them so they can see their sacrifices, so we can thank them also because they're giving their dad and their husband for the rest of the world to use and to utilize, and they're sacrificing. So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one that I don't think that I'll ever crack. And I don't think everyone would ever be 100% happy, but we're coasting and making it work.